Good morning. Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw-Doering, and today we're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to do a little bit of Gentel recap, so that's on my show for the week. Okay, running a little behind today. Forgot to put the glasses on. A little bit blind. All right, let's get over to the comments. Just trying to do too many things at once this morning. Okay. We're in a good place. There is no need to doubt. There is no need to worry. Things are still moving. As of now, I don't see anything major that happened to disrupt the process as far as the RV goes. I'm still waiting to get some kind of good confirmation or word today. I anticipate that coming in. We'll see. But as far as the whole thing, it's real and it's happening. Let's remember to talk about this. Okay. So let's go over the Gentel for this week. In case you only tune into my show, if you missed me on Real News Live with Mike and Jen on Rumble. Okay, that was the 26th. That's the 28th. Okay, so we did experience a delay last week for the RV. And so this was Interdimensional Meditation for 8/26/24 by Jennifer Fallaw-Doering, and I spoke to Archangel Michael. He said the delay is not transaction speed. It is the ability of the banks to receive off ledger. So translate that, everybody talks about how we've got two systems running at once. We've got the quantum financial system that cannot take fiat money. That holds notes. Okay, that holds gold back, real money. Then we've got the old system, street system, recognized banks. So that would be on ledger. So some kind of coding was needed to proceed. They are working on the problem, and at that time on Monday, he said once funded and the problem is fixed, they can proceed with Tier 4B. That is what they've been working on. We found out that the problem has been fixed, and what needs to happen, I don't know what I can say and what I can't say. So if we got these two systems running side by side, in the new system, we have to do something on paper to make sure that the new money is legitimate behind the scenes. Okay? That's what they're working on this week. In a nutshell. Can't say any more about that. In other news, as of Monday, the owner of Telegram is not who you think he is. Same situation as Snowden. He is a character, NSA Alliance owned. That's all I'm going to say about that. Once again, foo-foo lady, psychic lady, got this in meditation. I don't know anything inside about that. Do not send men in black to me. I am fine. You can just say, oh, she's crazy. Okay? Just tell people that. Now, on Monday, we were talking about there was watch the two storms and prepare. So the week before, I got that there were two storms coming, right? One right after another. You're going to want to prepare wherever that's happening for water, high water. It's not so much wind, it's high water. Okay. And then during the week, we saw 2 storms coming in. I think it's to Hawaii. So Gentel confirmed there. RFK Jr. was asked to run. Oh, okay. Here, this is cool. So last week we heard about RFK Jr. and him actually on August. We were looking for God Wins August 23rd, which we already got confirmation of 2 years ago because that was the date that's on the NESARA, GESARA, or BRICS paperwork. Okay, that came out 2 years ago. But we were thinking, well, maybe that's the date when we exchange. We just really don't know. So last week on August 23rd, what happened? Well, RFK Jr. decided to join forces with Trump. That is not something that's just like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that. No, this guy's part of the same inside good guy group that's been going on, I believe, since like Boston Tea Party. Okay, that's what I keep seeing is this Boston Tea Party in my mind when I think about this, good guy organization of patriots. I think him and Trump, but I believe he was asked to run. I believe before that he was asked to come out and be who he is and start highlighting all the parts of our society that are wrong, the chemicals and the medical and the vaccines and everything else. Then he was asked to run for president, get out there, get well known, get people outside of your circles listening to you. And then you're going to step back and join my team, and now everyone will listen to you. And he's going to be part of the exposure of all of that. Okay, this is for a reason. Elon Musk is mixed in there somehow. He's going to be part of the rollout for the med beds. I think he might be the front man, a face and a name they use, so that people will think it's this is something legitimate. This is something safe. Because over time he's gotten well known for his electric cars, and everybody's buying them, and everybody's listening to him. Okay. You can't really put out med beds by somebody unknown and expect people to trust it. All right. You got to have a front man. And that's what they've been doing is they've been putting these people in place to head these sections that will be part of the exposure, part of the NESARA GESARA rollout, because they're going to go through every part of our society, our government, our the financials happening first. The public reveal of that will be when they've got all the instruments of debt in, they've got everything ready to go and funded to move into the BRICS, with the BRICS nations going to gold and then ours going to gold. We're going to see crashes and stuff because I believe the U.S. is the last one to go to gold. That is for a reason. So we see a lot of things coming together now and it's really starting to make a lot of sense to me. Okay. And it's really starting to line up. I said, everything said a long time ago, I don't know if it was Q or, patriots were saying, Anons were saying everything's going to happen at once. Starting to think it's going to happen at once within the same block of time. But the whole NESARA GESARA rollout's going to take years, okay? They're going to go through the insurance. They're going to go through the medical. They're going to go through the pharmaceutical. They're going to go through the farming. They're going to go through all these areas of our life that are making people sick and holding them back. So Wednesday, after the healings this morning, I went in and just had a little meditation. I was doing healings. I'm always doing something. And just trying to keep up with the demand, with the work. So after the healings, I was talking to God. And I said, where are we in the RV process? and he handed me a large gold coin about as big as the size of the palm of your hand. I put it in my pocket. And he showed me a gray haired woman, pretty much looked like Janet Yellen, but I didn't want to say Janet Yellen because I wasn't quite sure. It was from the side. She's signing putting her signature on a document. Then he said 4 a.m. It's complete. Contracts in transit. Hard copies. A day away, he said. I asked about notifications for us. He said probably next week. Or he just said next week. So, from the earlier Gentel, we know we got to make this currency legitimate behind the scenes. Until such time as we have a public RV, and that we have two currencies circulating in the United States until that RV is over. But behind the scenes, in order to put monies in place and to pull in the instruments of debt from all these other countries that are out, they have to pull in the instruments of debt, like with the bonds. The bonds, they pull in the bonds, and that frees, like those old historical bonds are backed by gold. The majority of them, this is what I heard and how it was explained to me. So they have to be pulled in back to the countries, and then that frees up that amount of gold to back the currency side of the RV. Excuse me just a second. Yeah. In order to pay those people out legally, we got to have something written down. We got to have some kind of paperwork signed behind the scenes that gives that gold backed U.S. note legitimacy to be held in that treasury account and moved. Okay, so you can't, so you can have your treasury account with all your notes in it paired up with a big bank, and they say, well, I'd like to move, $1 million or a million notes into your bank so I can use it. Okay, well, we have something signed that needs to tell us as a bank that we can go ahead and convert this into fiat currency to put in your account right now. So this is what's been going on. Okay, red tape. Let's see where we are now. Launch. All right. We're moving. We're moving. Just press that. Press that. Oh my goodness. This whole thing has been a hard-fought war from the beginning. The goalposts have moved so many times. Feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on. Drink some. Sorry for the slurp. I am not a lady sometimes. Try to be. Really try to be. I was raised by a lady. She'd be horrified sometimes how I act in the house. So today, thoughts over coffee. Let's put the banner up. There we go. Okay. I don't really know how I'm going to line this out. I actually didn't know what to talk about today. And then I started asking, what should I talk about today? And then all this information starts flowing in. Not new information, but I said, what could be useful to people right now? We really need to get back into, and it's something that I've been learning about and I will teach someday. Yesterday on Mike Vera, Real News Live, people asked, what is, and I'm going to put them on the spot here, What is you and Jen's humanitarian project? And of course, he answered and moved on and didn't give me the opportunity to answer. But, we'll let that go. My humanitarian project is this. Not just these shows, I'm talking about the RV. I'm going to go on to teach God's and whatever else I learn along the way, God-centered conscious creation. Not just conscious creation, something like witchcraft or weird crap like that. That falls short. It's God-centered conscious creation. If you really want to create, you got to include God because you're too small a piece. You need to pair up with the bigger piece. And so right now, and I taught you guys a little while back, along the way as I learned, you guys are welcome to my spiritual journey. You've been learning along with me. I gave you an exercise. And let's go over that exercise. The exercise was, now, we want to do this small. If you start out too big with this, there's too much doubt. First of all, we want to eliminate doubt. Why was Jesus able to do the things? Well, first of all, bigger piece. I mean, God incarnate in a giant piece. But I'm sure it took him time to get to where he was. But there was no doubt. There is a difference between belief and knowing. Belief is accepting a certain set of parameters, a certain set of rules. Acceptance of that. And that is taught, something that is taught to you. It's like, oh, I've heard, okay, well, I believe that. It's a response. Knowing is different. Knowing is unspoken. It is something that has always been there. It's something in there. It's something that drives you or pushes you to not accept a set of beliefs because you really know it just doesn't match up with what you know. And as a soul, there are certain things that we know, like love. Love is real. Love is the best thing, right? Yeah. Why does everybody respond favorably to love? Why do we laugh and why do we smile? But it's such a response that your responds because that's what we're made of. That's what we're fueled by. And everybody seeks it, is even if they were burned so many times, they still seek it. And oftentimes, the lack of it is the reason for hate and retaliation, and everybody wants to be loved. Okay? There is something that we know about that. Can't get rid of. And some people just know. They don't really have it all figured out. You don't have to have it all figured out. It can be very simple. They just know that God is real. They know more than anything that they exist. But some people aren't quite sure. On the surface, they can't explain to you if God exists because the way it's been explained to humanity leaves a lot of room for question. But if you know that you exist, then you know God exists because you can't have one without the other. There is nothing without him, without that life force energy. without that high vibrational power of creation. And so the exercise is to start consciously creating along with God. And now I've been playing with this for a while. And when I stick to something that isn't too big, I get confirmations right away. I see it happen right away. Okay, so we want to start out with something small. And I have this little like casino game on my phone because Mama likes the slots. All right, I'm not apologizing for that. It's fun. I like it. So what I've been doing, that's a good thing to practice with. So what you want to do is we really want to see it. We want to go back to the place where we were when we were a child. Jesus says, be like a child. Why did he do that? He also said these things that I do, so, you shall do too, pretty much in so many words. Why would he say that? So what you want to do, let's say you're playing a game like that. So what you want to see it in your mind. Let's say you're worried about the kids coming home. See them coming home in your mind. Instead of jumping, of course, pray for them. Always. You want to involve God in everything that you do, because then you're getting assistance from the bigger piece. So, and when you pray for somebody, angels are sent. And they receive more assistance. So what you want to do, stop. Dismiss the doubt. Dismiss the worry. Dismiss the fake scenario you're running in your head that they drove off a cliff or something when they're just at the store. Okay? Stop. And stop listening to fear. And for a moment, see them coming through the door. Take a snapshot of that in your mind, just as if you would view a memory in your mind, just as if you would have a daydream. People say, oh, I can't do that. Yes, you can. You do it all the time. You run scenarios in your head about you fighting with somebody from your past, should they ever show up, or what you'd say to so-and-so at work if they give you a hard time, or what you're going to do for your day. We do it all the time. Do it with this. See them coming through the door. In this exercise, God gave me like a little necklace, okay, in a meditation. They always give me something to use as a tool. Really no power in the tool. Power's in here. Okay. So go to God in meditation, ask him if you can have a promise necklace, is what he called it. This is your life story is in this necklace. Okay. Mine looks like a little disco ball, on a chain. Okay. So when you see them coming through the door, snapshot that and just imagine like this little white wisp goes into the necklace and glows, and there's this flash. Say, be. Thank you, God. Why be? Because we're creating. What's the name of God? I am. What is that? Be. I exist. I exist in the name of God. Makes sense now. Do that. Wait for your confirmation. Say, thank you, God. And then pull back from all the fear that you usually jump into. Most of what we fear is taught. All of our doubt in our life is learned. If we were raised in a completely different society, in a completely different world, maybe, everything would be different. Now, when you're playing like some game like this, okay? Something simple like that where you can play with it. I do this at night, when I, just trying to do something mindless, but then I am practicing conscious creation. Um, so when you like, you got the little casino game, you got the little slot game. So what I do is I figure out what I want to see. And then I see it in my mind. Like if let's say it's three things, three little balls to get the bonus. Okay. And I see that. You could add in the sound effects if you want, make it more real. See it for a second. Put it in the necklace. Thank you, God. Simple thing, doesn't matter. You don't worry about, well, that's not very important, so I shouldn't bother God with it. Bother God with everything. That's what he told me. I do. I'm like, talk to him about everything. I use all the help I can get. So, see those three balls come up on the screen. Boop, got the bonus. Or whatever you'd like to see, like an entire screen full of A's or an entire screen full of whatever. And then spin. I mean, I shit you not. It's like within like 3 spins, I see it. So that is something that you can practice. Now, I'm not saying go to the casino and do this and spend your money. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying find something simple like that that you can practice this with, because every time you see a confirmation, you see that it happened. When I first started doing it, it was kind of like, it's kind of cool. Let's try that again. I mean, like, that's cool. And I have seen it happen with the girls coming home safely. I've done it. So we want to do something that we can get quick confirmation on. Now, you can also do it. And this is going to be your experience. You don't want to do this for the world. You want to do this for your reality, because you are creating your reality right now. Okay? Try to eliminate as much doubt and try to do it and practice with it with things that aren't that important. I mean, yes, daughter coming home, very important. But something soon that you can see confirmation on, because every time you get a confirmation, it strengthens that faith and in that process, and you eliminate more doubt. Conscious creation and the creation of your reality, it's kind of like science. Positive God's highest vibrational energy is the element that houses all others. It is the element of creation. There is nothing outside of it that needs to be there to create anything. And I think that's probably what they're doing with the med beds. You're like, oh, you can make a leg? Where are you getting all the materials to make that leg? Where do I get all the materials to make that tree? Or you? Or the sky? Or the dirt? Or anything else that we see in our reality? People overlook these things in our reality and look for some kind of big crashing thunderbolt to tell us that God is real. When you're immersed in the ocean of real, it's everywhere you look, it's everything you feel, it's everywhere you go. And if you wake up to that, you can start doing this. But we have to remember, you cannot control another person's reality. You can positively affect another person's reality, be a positive force within it, but you are in charge of yours. And whoever you invite to come into it, and whatever you believe, and whatever you perceive, and your perspective. So try, as for this RV thing, what I observe, and if they say that there's like somebody's put something out that said there's like 12 million people in our tier 4B. Can you imagine if every one of those people had no doubt and saw it and did this? Will everybody see it the same? No. Could we all get together and focus on the same vision, possibly opening a Telegram or something and seeing 1-800 numbers posted on every channel that you follow? Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be cool. We should do that. I just probably won't do that because I'm pretty busy. Somebody should organize that. Really should. If there are 12 million, conscious creation creates. Positive energy creates. God, at the center of everything, has the highest of vibrational energy that can do nothing but create. Doubt, fear destroys that creation. And like an old-fashioned scale, we end up with something in our reality somewhere in the middle. And I've said this in bits and pieces before. We really have to start in our own minds. We really have to start, not to make this thing happen, right? If we all focused on that, could it happen in your reality sooner? Why not? You ever seen a wife? Let's just use a woman, for example, who's with a guy and he's not a cheater. Never thought he would be. But over and over again, she's absolutely so sure. Running around trying to keep up on him. Always trying to catch him doing something. He's not doing anything, right? Sooner or later, whether it's the power of suggestion or how much energy she focused on, either the negative energy on focusing on destroying that relationship because she expected so much to catch him cheating. Did she create that? Probably. One way or another, probably. Because what is she saying when she focuses her attention on being betrayed? Or she's so sure that he's going to betray her or he's going to cheat on her. She is focusing her attention on what she would like to experience next within her own reality. There are things that are written that happen beyond all of our control. And that is true. And those are choices we made before we came. And contracts between, not like contracts, but agreements between certain souls to experience something together. One side to be the victim and one side to be the villain. And on and on and on. But there are things that I observe throughout my lifetime that stick out to me when I start learning about this. Like my grandmother. Exceptional woman. Lillian. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like Marilyn, look like a Marilyn Monroe type, but if you put her next to Marilyn Monroe, you'd be like, Lillian's got it going. Okay? Beautiful woman. She lived through the Depression. And she had her own beauty shop in Minnesota in the 30s, like during the Depression. And then she worked her whole life as a proofreader for the newspaper. But she let things roll right off her back. Although very loving, very emotional, very giving, very deep. But when something bad happened, she learned, oh, yeah, this is bad. This is going to hurt. But hey, everything's going to be okay. Yeah, She like, squeeze your little hand. It's Nana. Squeeze your little hand. Everything's going to be okay. It always is. And she would say that over and over and over again, and it always was for her. You ever see people who always think something bad's going to happen, and something bad always happens? But they pray and they pray, don't let this happen to me. Don't let bad things happen. Give me peace. Give me happiness. Give me this. But they spend all their time and attention anticipating another hit. Are they destroying the creation of those happy occurrences in their life? Probably. We need to become more conscious about what we're creating in our own reality, because who's to say that me, everybody in chat, everybody, everything in your life, what if it's just your creation, the whole thing? And what if it's the same for every person? We don't know. How powerful are you now? So we need to start saying, everything's going to be okay. It always is. We need to start seeing it in our mind, putting it in our promise necklace, us and God, involving Him in that, and say, thank you, God. What does it say in the Bible? Where did I write down? Let me get there. Try and stay on track here. Write all this stuff down and then I don't stay on track. What does it say? Even before you ask, it is given. What does that mean? That means everything is created with thought. Control your thoughts. That is something that we could explore for a lifetime. Will we ever master that? Probably not. Because we were born into a society that has certain parameters for success, so that you're not left behind, so that you don't fail, so that you can survive, so that you can be loved, so that you can be successful. And we're told, I don't know what, sorry about the nose. I have to clean the office. I think I've got all these books that have dust on them, and dust is not good for me. We are conditioned since the beginning to function within those parameters of society and what is accepted at the time. Newsflash, even religion is created by man. Society's rules are created by man. The only thing that is true, really true, is the substance of which we were made of, which is the highest vibrational energy. Otherwise, you would not exist. Nothing would exist. We are made of love. We'll call it love. The highest of vibration, goodness, creation, happiness, all that. We're made of love, and we are to be love. Everything else is man-made. Everything else. And what is real anyway? Everybody say, oh, that's not real. Well, that's not real. Well, prove to me that that is real. Well, prove to me it's not. I'm a pain in the ass. Okay? Because since I was a kid, I was just like, How do you know? Well, because I read this book and I went to this school and I have this plaque on my wall and I have all this stuff. And I'm like, so you are really good at and knowledgeable about the guidelines and parameters that society and man has taught you. So you're being exactly what they taught you to be. And that is real for you. And that is why you know that. What if there's more? Now we step out of the box into the circle of the truther, of the seeker, of the ones, of the dreamers and the believers, those who dream of something better. And that is us. And that is why people don't understand you. But still, we have all been raised in the same human society and the same basic block of time. And we have to function within that in order to survive. And we're all running around trying to figure out what's real and what's not real. What is real anyway? What's the definition of real? And who created that word? Man. Real, actually existing as a thing or occurring in fact, not imagined or supposed. Don't imagine at all. Because we were taught that since we were in school, weren't we? Don't you daydream. Stop that imagining. And what did Jesus tell us? Function as if you were a child, in so many words. Be the child. Why? Because children believe they can do anything until someone tells them they can't. And we, in all good intention, as parents, tell them, don't touch that, it's hot. Don't jump off the roof, you're going to break a leg. And do they touch it? Yeah. Because they have a desire to experience, and we all do. But if we were to break down, now as I walk through this, and I don't have a lot of time, as I walk through this, remember, we do have to function in society right now. Wherever God puts you, you came here to be that. But could we be the best version of that? Could we stop destroying our positive creation? And within those parameters, within that goal, to create a better reality for ourselves, does that mean that we decide not to pay the bills because we don't believe in them? Or that we decide to stop doing things for people? Lay around and expect us to, magically everything? No. You still have to act. If you are praying and trying to create a happier life, your life will be happier if you don't fall behind on the damn bills. Okay? That's part of it. It's not one or the other, it's both. But within that time, when we're doing the things within the reality that we have landed in, could we stop destroying any possibility of happiness and a happier tomorrow? Do we really have to spend so much time on those negative thoughts, on the fears and the doubts and everything? We just step into a knowing that allows us to get out of our own way? Yeah. This is something that you could work on for a lifetime, probably never master, because we've come into this situation now. So, no, you cannot make anyone believe anything. that they don't want to believe. You cannot convince someone who's very rooted in doubt to jump on your positive bandwagon because that's what they're choosing to experience now. But you can take more charge of your own reality. See it, say it, be it. What does that mean? See it. See it in your mind. Nope, not going to think of that fearful scenario because we see the fearful scenarios. Oh my God, kid driving off a cliff. Like, see it and then feel it. Feel it. That's part of being it. So, like when you see the child come through the door, okay? Feel the sigh of relief. Thank you, God. This can be as simple as somebody coming home in a good mood when they left in a bad one. I've done that. Worked. Pretty surprised, And sometimes I'd be like, that's working. I'm like, that's working. Okay. But you have to be consistent with this. I forget. We get all wrapped up. Life gets in the way. We're not consistent with it. I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm supposed to be doing that, not worrying and creating all this stuff. And so what I see, okay, so see it in your mind. Dismiss the negative, embrace the positive solution to that situation. Something small, something immediate, something you can get conformed quickly. This will eliminate more doubt. This will help you do it better. Okay? You can also do big things like the RV. You can see it, but do something small. Your perception. It has to be your perception. If you're trying to do something for the entire world, you got a whole bunch of realities and you got a whole bunch, for the collective reality, that's going to be really hard. Too small a piece. Okay? That is what prayer is. That is why churches were made. There, all these little pieces come to pair up with the big piece that is God in true, honest intent to create miracles. But for yourself, you do have power over your own perception, your own creation, and your own life. Play with it. What it teaches you is to quickly move away from the doubt and away from the negative thoughts, and to see the positive result. See it, feel it. Say it is when you say thank you, God. Because when you say thank you, God, you're involving Him in this creation. You're putting it in the promise nexus He gave you as part of your story. Rewrite. Putting in a rewrite. Okay? And then we have to be it. We have to live it. We have to not destroy that positive creation as soon as we try with all this doubt. And we have been conditioned to do so our entire lives. Stay within the parameters, okay? Don't get hurt. Don't take a risk. Don't do anything outside of the normal so that you are okay and you are a good citizen or you are this or you are that. Wear all these labels so you feel good about yourself. We'll give you some labels, okay? When you pick it apart, it all becomes really meaningless. And some people go as far to say nothing is real. I think everything is real somewhere. And in the very beginning, my motto has always been, and the angels gave it to me, to believe in infinite possibilities. And what Archangel, was either Michael or Gabriel, said, I said, why are you telling me these things? Because you chose to believe in infinite possibilities, and that is where we reside. And all these years I thought, oh yeah, they must reside in the land of infinite possibilities, heaven. That's where everything is wonderful and okay, right? Or is it? Is that what they were talking about? I said we. They was talking to me. Is there really a difference? Could that land of infinite possibilities be here? Or is it already here? Yeah. And you, as humanitarians, you're going to go out and you're going to start these projects and you're going to come into money, and you need to be level headed. And we cannot let the imposed doubts and fears that society has given us diminish that positive creation anymore. So when you go out there and you see somebody on the chats, God, I gotta go. Hang on. How much time do I have? When you see somebody on the chat say, well, I'm not going to believe it until I see it. First of all, downer. All right? Nobody wants to play with you. Go and sit over there. That is no fun at all. Major downer. Second, do you think this person maybe experiences that in their lifetime over and over and over again? And so they have come to that place. You know, they're so programmed by everywhere they've been and everyone that's taught them and everyone that they held, whose opinion they held dear, told them, don't you dare believe until you see. Maybe. Probably. My friends, we are the dreamers. We are the believers. And some of us have a strong knowing that you cannot deny. And it is in that knowing that we create that beautiful future. So play with it. I call it the God necklace exercise. Go and just sit with God a couple minutes. You know, if you're at work, go off to the bathroom. God, can I have a promise necklace like Jen said I could have? And then when I want to rewrite for my story, I could put it in there and say B, and we could create it. And he'll say, yes, here you go. And just imagine that he gave you the necklace and you're wearing it. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. But you got to remember to do it. That's some emotional control, because we're immediately, it's in, and you know, most people don't win the lottery, excuse me, because as soon as they think, well, what if I won the lottery? Boom, there it is, doubt right behind. That's not going to happen. Maybe I'll just fantasize about it because it makes me feel good right now. Be aware of how many times a day you doubt, or how many times a day you destroy your positive creation, or how long the choices on how you wish to feel and what you wish to experience. Take a look at that. Analyze yourself. We're not looking for fault. We're not looking for error. We're looking for awareness. And then we're going to consciously make a choice. Well, do I really want to be mad today? I mean, I know that person at the gas station pissed me off, and I could be mad all day. Sometimes people are looking for a release. They're looking for a reason to be mad all day. And so they'll be like, oh, I'm having a bad day. And they announce it to everybody. I hate that. Really? I mean, what a puss. You know, like, let it go. It was one person. You probably never see them again. You're going to go ruin everybody's day and yours because of some person that got in your way. I mean, come on. You're just looking for an excuse. Release that crap. What I ask people is, well, how would you really like to spend your day? And that is what God asks people all the time. And that is what creation asks people in every second of every moment in time. What do you choose to experience now? What do you choose to experience next? Start looking at this RV, the dates, this whole experience as this is my private reality. And think about it. Why hasn't it happened yet? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you? Take a look at when you say I'm ready. Is there a stop? There's people that say they're ready, and I'll talk to them and I'll say, well, do you have your humanitarian process all written up, and do you have your totals? Do you have everything ready to go? Oh, I'll just get that ready when it comes. Well, then you're not ready. Do you see underneath that? You're creating a situation where you will have more time. Right. I've done it too. All right. Pick apart your own brain. When you're making decisions, make sure that your intent is true. We don't stop living in this reality. We have to function in the reality that we've created so that we don't go under, so we can continue on to live to experience better things, correct? Yes. But you are doubting and you are stopping and you are destroying the creation of that happy day, that event in your personal reality. Now, as a little sliver of God, we are not big enough to do this alone. Never really have. But let's consciously pair up with Him with the necklace. When we say thank you, God, that is that's saying it. Being it is a knowing. Being it is the conscious effort not to destroy that creation with the doubt. I mean, you don't just go, don't get, if nobody's going to get crazy with this. That's what I mean about still function in your reality. If you truly want happiness, if you truly want peace, we must be those things now. And it will naturally create more. And when you say you truly want something, take a look at the thought behind it. Take a look at the emotions behind it. Make sure it's clean and that you really want it, because most of the time in people's lives, when they are truly ready and they truly want something, it happens. People can say forever that, oh, I'm ready to be loved. I'm ready to be loved. I'm ready to be loved. Why hasn't somebody come for me? Why aren't they here? Why do I have to wait so long? I talk to thousands of people and I'll ask them, have you been making yourself available for someone to find you? No? Then you're not ready. Because your actions are you hiding. And what are your experience? What is your experience? That you're hidden. You see? So we got to pick ourselves apart. We don't have to go through all this, therapy and everything else to figure everything else that we've done wrong. No, we are here moving from this point in time forward. Every thought, one after another. Analyze it. Well, I want to go on a vacation. No, I have too much to do. Destroyed. Destroyed immediately. You don't get to go on vacation. You made a choice not to. If I really wanted to go on vacation now, I could cancel everything and I could take off. But I chose not to. But many people sit around and like, oh my God, I can't go on vacation. When am I going to get a vacation? When am I going to get this? When am I going to that? When are you going to choose to do it? You see, it's as simple as that. So that's why I say it could take a lifetime to accomplish, to get us to a certain level of conscious creation. But we can start now. We can stop living in the misery that I hear so many people talk about. My mom, she probably got it from Nana. My mom always said, you know what? Just as soon as I need it, money comes. And it did. The woman, it was crazy. Like something's just come in the mailbox. Oh, look, I got a check. Like it would just happen. And and I have seen in my life when I make a solid decision, I'm talking to God. All right, okay. I need this and I need it now. Boom. There it is. Because there was no doubt in that. I was talking to him. I'm not like ordering God around, don't get me wrong. But when Jesus did the things that he did, he had no doubt. And when I watch him in the healing room in these meditations, it's so simple. I'm like just blown away. I'm like, how are you doing that? I'm over here doing this, pulling this out, and doing that. And he's just like, it is so. Like, clearly you've got a lot to learn. Try it. Okay, I got like 4 minutes. God-centered conscious creation. Okay. Self-promotion. I always forget to do that. Here we go. I am taking on new students. This is exciting. I only do this ever so often because I get too many. It's a lot of work for me. Go to jenniferfallaw.com if you'd like to become a new student. You can just simply purchase the 9 video classes that I have already recorded 2 years ago. And don't look at my weight. I was going through menopause. I don't even want to hear about it. Okay. Totally embarrassed about it. But there's a lot of good information in there. And it takes you all the way from this kind of awareness of how we are already receiving God's guidance. We are already hearing his word. We are already it tells you what it looks like, what it feels like, how subtle it is, and takes you into from expanding your intuition and your connection with God all the way up to conscious creation. Now, if you want to get the private coaching sessions with me, that's where you're really gonna learn some stuff. And the conscious creation part of it is not in the videos. I've added that on the end. That's like, that's like expert level, I guess. If we ever get to expert level in the spiritual arena. But that is available now. If you go to Telegram, Jennifer Fallaw-Doering on Telegram. Actually, it's on Fallawsophy on Telegram. Where the hell is that? Go there. That's where you want to be. That's where I talk all the time. That's where I post my specials. But you can get the 9 video classes right now on jenniferfallaw.com. I have 2 minutes. Go there. Get them. What happens is email me after. Emails all over the website. And then what I'll do is I'm going to send them to you. It's probably like 20 hours of content. And you own them forever. Okay? Start with your exercise. Start creating your happiness. Everybody I see right now is miserable. And we don't have to be. We don't have to be. Okay? Okay. Have a good day. Gotta get going. Busy. Get over here to this. I will see you all. Oh, you know what? Monday, I'm probably not going to be here because I might have plans for Labor Day. But definitely I'll see you next week on a show. All right? Thanks so much. Bye.